and welcome to another episode of The Sportsman Show. I am your host, Joe Musil, from Zoom for Nutmeg Television, and along with my breast cancer awareness friend here, the co-host, Coachy. Go.
Hi, everybody. As you all know, the month of October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so if you have the time, I just recently got this mask yesterday, as a matter of fact. I've been supporting wearing the pink socks a little bit, not as much as I've gotten to in the past for a high school football where I wear my pink socks every Friday's game. But unfortunately this year with no high school football, I haven't worn it as much, but I'll probably wear it a couple more times during the month before it's all over. But this mask will be worn, even though it'll be over. I'll still be wearing it as much as I can until we hit the Christmas time.
All right. Yeah, I know. We celebrated Breast Cancer Month about 8 years ago at Rensselaer Field when we went to football.
Football, yep. I remember the pink socks, and you showed me the memories
I had
of
a
the
pink
photo.
shirt on. Everybody wore pink. That was a good day. That was it was a bad outcome for UConn that day, but
the only good play that was that day, and you remember, is the pass, a tight end screen pass.
Yep.
That nobody expected, and UConn had a 10-0 lead before it went all downhill after that.
Yeah, it went all downhill. Lost on the last field goal of the game. Field goal went wide, and we lost.
Yep. But of course UConn ain't playing this year, unfortunately. So
unfortunately not, but we do have other things to wrap up here
to
and
discuss.
Stuff like that.
Yep. Before we do, I need to make a show's note. In the month of November, unfortunately, we are going to have to take a 1-week break. It's not planned, but unfortunately, due to a circumstance situation, we are going to have to take a 1-week break, and we will be back before Thanksgiving. It's not what we have planned, but this is on my end. I have to prepare in advance. I don't want to go into full detail, but we'll let you know more about it when it gets after the break's over. But just to let you guys know, there will be no show during the week of probably November 20th or 21st. There will probably not a show on the 20th or 21st, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll make it up somehow.
Yeah, we'll make it up. I mean, it's only going to be the second time we're going to miss the show, but the first time around, unfortunately, the power went out.
Yeah.
And you couldn't really take the risk of that at this point.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, that's where we stand with this.
Still got to do our special Halloween show where we dress up.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a little tough on the 30th because I actually have a date to go to because it's a makeup date from August because she couldn't go do the elbow surgery, and I have a possible trunk or treat to go to if I make it back in time.
Well, there's no trunk or treat at our church this year, so.
I figured as much. Did they finally postpone it?
Yeah, they postponed it till next year.
Okay.
We just didn't want to get swarmed and swamped by kids or
something
happening,
understand.
So they called it off.
Yeah, well, that's appropriate. I agree with it.
We can come back bigger and stronger next year.
Yep, absolutely. So, our topic to begin.
Yeah, want to talk with the NBA and that wrapping up and.
Yep. Hold on.
What, you got a fly?
Okay. Yeah,
something?
we had to adjust the temperature.
Just the temperature. What are you looking up in the sky for? It's the sun in your room or something?
No, where I'm above the computer, Joe.
Oh my God, the sun is coming!
I have a thermometer above me.
Sure you do. That's the sun. No.
Yes, and that's why I can adjust the temperature to make sure the heat doesn't go on in the house.
No heat for Coachy.
Anyway, the NBA, Joe, that's your sport, so begin.
The NBA wrapped up with LeBron James winning his 4th NBA championship, his 4th Finals MVP, in the bubble wrapping up with the end result very good. No one tested positive, a few incidents during the bubble of people getting out, breaking the thing, but nothing big. Nothing major, no test positives, and the Lakers winning number 17. And should there be an asterisk against them for winning this championship? No.
No.
Did they get breaks during the playoffs? Yes, they got a couple breaks. Them versus Denver instead of LA, the Clippers, and that was a break. That's a break.
Yes, it
And
was.
versing a Eastern team, the fifth seeded team that wasn't really prepared to versus a powerhouse like the Lakers. But overall, LeBron James, he was the MVP of that finals, putting up great numbers throughout the 6 games. Miami, they fought. They gave it their all. Nothing to put them by them, but they had 2 of their best players, Bam and the Joka Novovic, or something like that. Him. They were injured and stuff. That was 2 of their best players. But when Miami went small in their lineup without their center, when LeBron James is taller than your center, there's problems. There's a lot more problems. I mean, that means it's just open season for LeBron to go to the 10, So, overall, what'd you think of it, Coachy?
I thought the series, once the Miami Heat started to have injuries, especially when it got to games 4 and 5, I thought it was going to be some trouble. I mean, let alone Miami was able to hold on, because I thought the Lakers were coming to win that game 5 instead of having to go to that 6th game. Everybody started to hit their shots for the Lakers, like Anthony Davis and LeBron James, Rajon Rondo. But you know what? To me, the MVP of this, and don't get me wrong, that LeBron James got his MVP, I thought Anthony Davis had an outstanding tournament.
Well,
third round, he
woke up. The first couple of rounds, he wasn't there. Third round, he woke up.
He saved his best for the finals.
Yeah. So
the only problem is he's a free agent at the end. He was a free agent at the end of this year.
Yeah, I believe the Lakers will sign him.
Yep.
They're looking towards the future. They're looking at Chris Paul. They're looking for Giannis Kupo.
Yeah, but how much is the Lakers? Where's the salary cap going to go?
Yeah, how's the salary cap, and how much are you going to give up to get Giannis to your team? That's a lot to give up Giannis.
And remember, LeBron James only has 2 years left on that current contract.
Yep, and he's actually paid a lot in those 2 years too. He didn't come cheap over to the Lakers.
No, he didn't come cheap. Apparently he wanted to get out of Cleveland because they knew Cleveland was going to go in that direction again of going young. He was like, no, I don't want to do that. So
yeah.
So he takes off and goes to the Lakers. But let's imagine if it was the Lakers and Clippers in the 3rd round. That's advantage Clippers.
Yeah, that's advantage Clippers. They were stacked up on the defensive end to guard LeBron with their forwards and their bigs. But, Doc Rivers getting fired.
Well, he got granted another chance to coach.
Yeah, for the Sixers. And the Clippers are looking at Ty Lue for their
I believe Houston signed him. I have to double check on that.
I think the Lakers were pulling the strings a little bit closer to themselves.
Let me see, what do we got? Ty Lue will take over as new Clippers head coach.
Yep. So he'll be there. I thought at
first Houston was in the running for him too.
Yeah, Houston was. But Houston still doesn't have a coach.
No, and they don't have a GM either now. I think the GM stepped down.
Yeah, I think he was done with this mess and he time to abandon ship.
Yeah, well, and don't forget, we don't know when the NBA is going to release their – well, same thing like the NHL. They're not going to really release their schedule. And to be all quite honest, I don't see a full season coming up next year for either sport.
No, I don't see either. That's unfortunate, but with the COVID
I think
and
what
stuff.
they're going to do, I have a really funny feeling that hockey and basketball is only going to probably have a half a season next year if they want to put it back to where the playoffs belong.
Half a season, maybe quarantine off some of the halves and stuff like that. And
Because
then
unfortunately, there's no way you really want to have to play into September and October again. I don't think they really want that, and I think the fans don't really want that either.
no, at the end, I think they had low viewing things for
Yeah,
the
both
NBA.
sports did.
Both
Both
sorts
sports
did.
did.
But that was even in Los Angeles where the Lakers were too, so there was low viewing. But even if they come back with a 42-game schedule and they expand the playoffs, I think that would
be okay. Hockey
that would be
can
okay.
do that too.
Yep. So,
they're scheduled right now hockey to begin on January 1st, which would actually be the first game would be the outdoor game, but there's no set in stone on that right now.
Yeah, no set in stone. But it will look different next year too. So it'll take a couple years to get back to normal. Hopefully it only takes a couple years, but
yeah, well, we hope sooner, but you're absolutely right. You don't really want it to drag, because remember, right now we were hoping we were going to get this vaccine, and now that's been delayed.
Yep, the vaccine has been delayed. I saw on 60 Minutes, they asked doctors and stuff like that, what would you rather have, a vaccine or a mask? And all 5 doctors they asked said a mask for now.
Yeah, for the time being, we all know we're going to be wearing masks all the way, possibly almost all the way into 2021 as well.
Yep. I think that's safe. I think that's being cautious, but they are pushing for this vaccine. They really want it to happen. So
well, they did want it, but now it's delayed. So
yeah, but as long as you got to have it right, you have to have it correct. You just can't wing this and have people and lives in danger.
Because unfortunately, in our state right now, a second wave has gone a little bit. So
yep, a little second wave, but
so let's hope that doesn't delay it any more than we have to. Because already one city already went back to phase 2. Now they got rid of phase 3, so now they're going to have to close some restaurants again.
Yep. Hopefully, the whole state doesn't have to do that.
No, we hope we can't. If we do this again, oh boy, it's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
But, well, before we talk about baseball, which, by the way, we'll talk about a little later, because right now there is a game going on.
Yep.
Which I can tell you right now, the LA Dodgers are up 3-0 going to the 7th inning on Atlanta, as the Dodgers try to send a Game 7 tomorrow night.
Yep.
You got you have the Tampa Bay Rays and the Houston Astros that made some history. Well, half history.
Yeah, half history. But
first time in 16 years, we have a Game 7 after down 3-0, and now all Houston has to do is win this game tonight, and then it'll be comeback complete. First time in 16 years. It'll be the second time it's only ever happened in baseball.
Yeah, I don't remember that first time. It's kind of fuzzy and stuff for me. I don't remember that.
Yeah, you don't. I do.
Yeah, I don't want to remember that.
No, you don't. Believe me, I remember. I could tell your facial reaction was not very pretty after Game 6, thinking, "Oh boy, what's about to happen next?"
Yeah, I wasn't pretty after that. No.
No, and all I could think about going home from work at another job, I was like, "Yep, I'm home now. It's time to think about the next game." Hockey even had to get put on computers for the whole night. So, football, well, here we go again. Well, first of all, congratulations to the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to start with them because they had 2 weeks.
This is Coachy starting with the teams. Go ahead.
Yes. The Tennessee Titans had a game Tuesday against the Buffalo Bills. They had nothing but walkthroughs. And, when Malcolm Butler, all of a sudden, here we go, 2 interceptions in the first game. He was flying through that whole game, and then Tennessee scored a touchdown in just 2 plays in their first drive. Buffalo was not ready to play. They had 8 penalties, that 5 of them were on, I believe, 5 were on the offensive line for false starts, and 3 of them were either offsides or neutral zone infractions. I don't know what the Bills did, but they were not ready to go. They looked like they were lost, and they looked like they were kind of and Tennessee was just the more better team, and they were fresh and looked good.
Yeah, I watched up to the third quarter of the Buffalo and Tennessee game, and Buffalo, they wanted that challenge. They were almost ready for a big time game, like a Tuesday night game like that. But Josh Allen really, he did okay, but the 2 interceptions.
You can't blame the entire game on him.
Yeah, the 2 interceptions were kind of a little bit on him.
The first one was a deflected pass. The second one, unfortunately, there was a misread on the receiver.
Yep, and give props to the Tennessee Titans offense, their offensive coordinator, to Tannehill. Tannehill's doing a really great job with that team. I mean, he's becoming a good quarterback on that team.
That's because he's finally out of Miami.
Well, a lot of people are happy to be out of Miami.
Well, actually, Tannehill got himself a second chance because we weren't sure if he was going to get another chance to play again, but he got his second chance to play, and he's making the best of it right now.
He is. He's looking good at Tennessee's offense. He's looking good at it. Tennessee's defense looked very well against Buffalo. Not a lot of missed tackles, giving them long fields to work with.
I think the only play Tennessee got outburned by was the T.Y. Yeldon touchdown.
Yeah.
They didn't expect the running back to, on a 5-set wide shotgun, all of a sudden he goes to the left, and then there was not even a defender in the area.
No, they got burned.
That was the only play I thought that Tennessee went wrong.
Yeah. Even great defenses get burned at least once,
It'll happen. It was just that one occasion.
Yeah, so overall, it was a good Tuesday night game for Tuesday.
Well, let's see how they respond in 5 days, though. This is their second game in 5 days.
I think they were moved to Monday night.
Tennessee? No, that's Buffalo.
Buffalo got moved.
Yeah, Buffalo's playing Kansas City on Monday because there's no way you can play 2 games in 2 days.
No. But, yeah, Tennessee goes to Texans.
They're home to Houston tomorrow.
Yep. So that should be another decent game. That shouldn't be a blowout or anything like that.
Well, I don't know, but at least Romeo Cornell is 1-0 as a member of the coach of the Houston Texans. So
yeah, 1-0. He's still got weeks and weeks to go.
Well, I know we're only in week number 6. So what's next? Let's see here. What can I pick for you? Let's talk about the Cowboys and the Giants game. Now, I have some beef with this game. Before we start about Dak Prescott and that gruesome injury.
Dallas has no defense.
Nope.
No defense whatsoever. I don't know how they can allow 30-something odd points
a game,
even with the Giants' poor offensive skills.
And somehow Dallas scored a touchdown on a fumble recovery, by the way.
Yeah, that too. And the Giants looked like a Kansas City against the
Raiders. We'll get to that shortly, but
no, I'm just comparing the looking of the Giants. Mm-hmm. Looked like Kansas City. Their offense was actually flowing. There was wide open receivers. They were catching the ball. They were actually running the ball and stuff. Dallas has no defense. I don't know how you can either win a playoff game or contend for a Super Bowl with that defense. You just can't. It's horrible.
Now we got to bring up Dak Prescott. Unfortunately, that kind of a play, it was a quarterback draw. He was trying to get a first down. Actually, he did, but unfortunately, the way he went down, that ankle snapped.
Yep, that ankle snapped. I thought it was a bad play right off from the beginning. As soon as I saw him bolt into the middle of the field, it's not good for quarterbacks.
No.
Because there's too many weight, and him not sliding or anything, or just trying to get down. I think he was trying to do too much for it. He was giving it his all, and them being down in the score didn't help either. I mean, his mentality over the past couple weeks is trying to win games and stuff. And
you got to remember, he's playing a franchise contract tag.
Yeah, which is up in the air now for him.
Yep, and of course, a lot of fans are ripping Jerry Jones apart.
I would be ripping my owner.
I would be
Jones.
too, but now you have to watch how the therapy progresses, how well he's going to be able to run on that ankle, and to see how much weight he can put on it and how much can he do with it before the pressure goes on him, to see how well he doesn't get the same thing doesn't happen again.
Yeah, it was a poor tackle too. The way the defensive person grabbed onto his shoulders and just twisted him down. I mean, soon as you saw the twisting, you saw the legs just go the wrong way.
Yep.
I mean, that's a lot of weight to hang on your upper body and take that kind of torque. I mean, that's like a torque wrench taking it to a bolt and stuff.
So now enter Andy Dalton into the mix. How is he going to do? Well, he's not no Dak Prescott. He has some game experience in him.
He has some game experience, yes.
And you know what? I think he's going to do okay in Dallas. This is his chance to show if he still has it in him or not, because we don't know how long this injury, how long it's going to be before Dak gets back on the field. I mean,
it said 4 to 6 months, but that's over in the season. He's done for the season.
Yeah, he's done for the season. It's like the Alex Smith thing where, congratulations, years. By the way, he came back and played Sunday. His first play was a piggyback tech sack, but it's so tough right now with Dallas. This is something you couldn't afford to go down. I mean, now that Zeke Elliott goes down with an injury, then you're really in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, with that kind of poor defense, Dallas couldn't afford that.
No. But you know what, though? Watch if anybody who steps up. Watch Amari Cooper now has a chance to get more yards now. This might benefit him.
It may, but if that defense can't cover anybody, they're going to be going – they're going to have to throw the ball more. Yep. They're not going to be able to run the ball.
And they got Arizona on Monday night, so –
yeah, and that's a tough game.
Yes, it is, but the problem is Arizona, the last 3 out of 4 games, I think it's not – Arizona hasn't really been clicking as much.
No, they haven't. They've kind of gone downhill.
Yep.
And we'll talk about that. But what do you want? What do you want next?
Pick your next team.
Pick your next 2 games in the games. Let's see here. The 49ers against Buffalo. 43
against Miami this past Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, good God. San Francisco right now, that defense is hurting without those 2 major players. And Jimmy Garoppolo, his first game back, ankle's not 100%.
Nope.
The coach benched him, and they already announced he's going to play Sunday night against the Rams. Oh, good luck. San Francisco's in for a rough season now. It's really going the wrong way now, especially they don't have a receiver who can make a catch except for George Kittle.
Yep, and people are doubling him, and the defenders are not letting him beat anybody.
No. I saw that game against Miami. It was a total nightmare right from the start. Ryan Fitzpatrick, you always say he's going to throw interceptions. He didn't throw a pick at all.
Nope. He went for 350 yards on the defense.
3 touchdowns too, correct?
Yep.
3 touchdown
Correct
passes.
on that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He had 3 touchdowns and 350 yards. That's a lot of yardage for a 45-year-old man.
Yeah, I know, and he that may be numbers for Tom Brady or something like that.
Yeah, not for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No, it's not. And actually, and I hate to say it, he should win this Sunday's game too against the Jets.
Well, everybody wins against the Jets. We'll talk about Jets a little bit.
The Jets aren't really going to win any game until possibly I'll have to check the rest of their schedule if they got any chance to win one game. They might.
They may have one chance against the Giants to win a game.
Oh, geez, yes.
When the Giants,
what week is that?
I don't know which week that is, but
oh, I can't wait to see this now.
That would.
Let's see what week.
What
week
week
I don't
is?
care about preseason week. It's canceled. Holy cow! 2020 season. Oh, I can't wait. What week number is it? Oh boy. Well, they're not saying. Okay, wait. Let me do this. Oh, let's see. When do they play the Giants? See more.
I think they do play the Giants.
Oh, they don't. They play the Giants in.
They do play. I think they do play the Giants.
No, they don't. Actually, they don't.
They don't.
No, the Patriots play the NFC West this year. They've got a chance to win when they're in Los Angeles.
Against the Raiders?
Chargers.
Okay.
And that's really it.
The rest is too much for
the rest is a lot.
So we may see an 0-16 team.
There's a real chance at an 0-16 team. And then it says Jets-Rams December 20th to be announced. Oh, great. Yep. That's probably going to be a game. It's going to wind up being an early game anyway, or a late game. They probably don't want to put that game on national television to save the embarrassment.
Probably not.
So, but yeah, San Francisco right now is in a real mess. In their division right now, they're in the bottom of the league.
Yeah, and with Russell Wilson only getting stronger during his career.
Well, Russell Wilson didn't have his best game for a while, though, last week.
No, against the Vikings. Vikings gave Seattle a good game.
Yeah, they did, and then Seattle wound up being a DK Metcalf was the shining star of that game.
Yep.
Because Russell Wilson had about a minute to try and do something, but I have to criticize Minnesota because you're up 5 points. It's 4th down. You had plenty of length to get that field goal. No, let me tell you something. The coach decides to go for it. What a mistake.
Yep, and then you give Russell Wilson a fighting chance, and he burns you.
That's right, or otherwise it would have been
Minnesota winning.
It would have been basically a touchdown and a 2-point conversion opportunity.
Yep, which is a lot harder than just a touchdown.
Absolutely.
So
before we talk about another team, I guess now we are going to have to talk about the Patriots because the game for Sunday might be in question a little bit again.
Okay. The Patriots haven't played in a couple weeks.
No, and they really can't afford to do another miss.
Nope.
They've already burned 1 week.
So.
But yes, 3 more players about an hour ago. Statement that Sonny Michel, defensive end Derek Rivers, and starting right guard Shaq Mason were placed on the list now.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so if they wound up closing that place tomorrow, you may be seeing another Tuesday football game this week.
Yep.
And this will be Denver, New England, but then here's your problem. Excuse me. You may have to put that game in the early evening so you don't put it with the World Series.
Yeah, because the World Series will be starting on Tuesday.
On Tuesday night, yeah, yep. About 8:30. So if that game winds up going to Tuesday, you're looking at a 5 o'clock game.
Yep, about that, yeah.
Because you really don't want to have a triple header on Monday. You already got 2 games coming up.
Yeah, but if they postpone Denver and Patriots again. What happens to Denver's schedule? And it's
Denver. Well, Denver hasn't gotten that schedule scrapped yet, but they were supposedly traveling to New England to play. But if they at least get there and play Tuesday, then that's what's going to happen.
yeah. No.
Here we go again. Are we going to have a third week in a row where we're going to have a game not being played Sunday?
Yeah. So
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that one. Stay tuned. Stay for the upsets.
All right. What's my next team?
What's your next team? Let's see. What can we give? The Eagles gave it a try against the Steelers, but the Steelers pulled out that game.
Rookie. That Pittsburgh wide receiver rookie. Oh, yeah. What a game for him.
Let's see.
I got to look up the name again, too.
That's C. Claypool, right?
Chase Claypool. Okay.
Chase Claypool.
Okay, he had the game of his life on Sunday against the Eagles. The Eagles defense had no answer for him.
7 receptions, 110 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yup. Didn't he have 4?
Nope, 3.
Okay, so I thought maybe
he didn't have any. Nope.
I thought he had 1 rushing touchdown, too.
It doesn't say. It doesn't give him. Oh, yeah, he had 4 touchdowns. 1.
Yeah, he had 3 receiving, 1 by the run. One of them was a rushing touchdown, Joe.
Okay, 1 was a rushing.
Because I remember, because I saw that game at my cousin's and the way he played, wow. He couldn't be stopped whatsoever. Nope. And this was a guy who actually played in the CFL, by the way.
Yeah. Football, you can find talent anywhere, as long as you have the speed, the hands, and stuff like that.
And the running ability and the coordination.
Yeah. You could be a good player in the NFL. I mean, you don't have to be a first-round draft pick to be
no, you don't.
Be a good player.
And sometimes if your rookie makes plays, that helps the veterans too. It's like we don't have to do everything.
Yep. So, yeah, he had a pretty good game.
Do the job, but yeah, Pittsburgh, another outstanding game. Now, I think the game of the week is going to really be Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. This is going to be a true test for the Browns tomorrow.
Yep, that'd be their first true test. But if
Baltimore was their only game they really had to test, and unfortunately, that didn't go too well.
No, that didn't. Is Pittsburgh better than Baltimore?
Right now, yes. Right now, yes.
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't go that far.
But Pittsburgh's right now clicking on offense. Remember, Roethlisberger can throw the ball better than Jackson. That's what scares me.
Yeah. Roethlisberger can throw the ball better than Jackson, but he can't run better than Jackson. No, that's for sure.
No, absolutely not.
But
but I
still give Baker Mayfield a chance for in that game against Pittsburgh.
Me too. Now, if everybody remembers last year what Myles Garrett did when unfortunately we had the helmet incident where we're just throwing the helmet and clunking the quarterback. Unfortunately, on a Thursday night national game, that was about the worst thing you could ever see.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that one.
So do I. I stayed up for that whole game, and I just shook my head like, oh, good grief, this is not what we need to see. And I think he's learned his lesson. He got a contract extension.
Yeah.
I don't see Myles Garrett pulling that same stunt again. He knows that he won't do it again, but I think the league is going to be aware of it too.
Yep. I don't think he's going to throw that at Roethlisberger.
No, I don't see him doing that. He's already, apologized and all that. And, they're giving him a second chance, which, we'll see how this game goes. But I hope Cleveland can stay in this game tomorrow against Pittsburgh.
Well, the Cleveland way to win is run the ball, control the clock, and Baker Mayfield throw immediate to good passes. And don't make mistakes.
And Odell Beckham was sent home for an illness, but it was not COVID-related. He got cleared, so he's playing on Sunday.
Yeah, but he had a fever, so he has to go home anyways.
Yeah, you have to. Once your fever's at 100, it's automatic. You have to go home.
You have to go home.
It doesn't matter where it goes or anything like that. So, just reported that the Patriots, that they still – And the still plans to play at week 6. Well, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see about that.
Can't count on it. A player for the Atlanta Falcons tested positive. John Kaminsky, defensive end. Ravens placed Brandon Williams on the COVID list. And that's all I've heard for tonight. But, Indianapolis, like the Indianapolis Colts had their facility closed and they reopened. Jacksonville had the same problem today. Hopefully they'll be able to play against Detroit tomorrow. But, but we got to be careful because you don't want to have to start this trend again.
No, you don't. If too many games get pushed off and not played, they're going to have to.
They're going to have a week 18 in there, or the league's going to say we're going to have to take a pause.
Yeah, or something like that. But,
yeah, at least a 1 week pause, or otherwise you got to do a 2 week pause.
Yeah, or some teams are going to have two bye weeks or something like that.
Yeah, and that's when you're going to have a week 18 in there, and they may have to push the Super Bowl back. Yeah. And by the way, they've already canceled the Pro Bowl.
No, nobody watches that anyways.
No, I know, but they canceled it already, which is a good move anyway, because that thing is not really – it's not like baseball where at least you try in that series or
and there's nobody.
Or the NBA, there's no defense, or the NHL, there's no hitting or anything. They just try and make it a high-scoring game. The winner gets $1 million. So
yeah. But football, the Pro Bowl is unwatchable.
Yeah, no, I know. It's not fun. I mean, even the commissioner said he will stop that. He will stop that Pro Bowl if they don't, treat it like a real game.
Yeah, the players aren't going to treat that as a real game.
So, all right. What's our time left on this clock? Because
what do we got here? We got 36 minutes we've used.
24 minutes to go. Okay. 24. Well, like I said, this is we beginning to start talking a lot of football now, so I can go a couple more pro teams before I start talking a little college. What's your next NFL team?
Let's see. Anything good? We talked about the Browns already. Let's see. Houston gets their first win under the
yes, with Romeo Crennel's the new coach.
You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I guess I can talk about Houston and what happened. We talked about Bill O'Brien getting axed. Romeo Crennel had a good first game as a head coach of the Houston Texans. He was able to get the job done. Now this week they get ready for another game, and we'll watch this one. Probably won't be as pretty, but
no,
it's Tennessee. And remember, Tennessee may be a little bit more fresher because they already had a game on Tuesday. So turn the clock a few days later. But they beat a Jacksonville team that has really going downhill right now, unfortunately.
And that's despite their first week opener of winning the game, Jacksonville is falling off the table again.
Yeah, they're starting to, and that's gonna put the coach on the hot. I think he's already on the hot seat.
I think he is on the hot seat. He's in the parking lot saying, "Do I have a job this week or not?"
Yup. Mm-hmm.
But
actually, Kansas City's a team I do want to talk about. First, before I talk about their disastrous game on defense against the Las Vegas Raiders, they signed Mr. Bell to a 1-year contract. I think it's
Le'Veon Bell. He got risk from the Jets.
Yep.
He didn't get traded. They shopped him to all 32 teams.
And nobody wanted him. They were down to 3 teams: Buffalo, Miami, Las Vegas. Actually 4. Kansas City.
Yeah.
He goes to a team where he thinks they're going to win the Super Bowl. But here's a reminder: if he's going to Kansas City, he better be listening to the coach out there, because it's not Adam Gase.
No, it's not Adam Gase. It's Andy Reid, and he better listen.
Yeah, he's going to have to listen. By the way, he can't play this week anyway. He's not eligible till week 7.
Nope.
So the running back
is going to be up against his own former team, the Jets.
Yeah, watch him. He's going to get about 15 touches that game too.
Yep. So
just to sucker punch it in, and then that way he can say, "Yeah, I told you so."
Yeah, and I don't know if he comes out poorly and doesn't play well.
Hilaire knows what's at stake now. He's going to have to play a good game this coming week.
Yeah. I mean, I could see his career being over if he doesn't go well with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Nope.
I can see it
I
being,
heard Pittsburgh wanted to bring him back. He wanted to go back to Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh said, "No, I don't think so.
I don't
Not
want the
after
headache."
what you pulled for Stubbs. We don't need another Antonio Brown going around on that team."
Well, I mean, Le'Veon Bell, he was a top 5 running back with Pittsburgh.
Yep.
He was a top 5. I mean, and then
He wanted more money, and
more
the Pittsburgh
money
said
and stuff.
no.
Yep, and after that, I mean, he didn't gel in the Jets organization.
Oh no! Well, the first year he was decent, but he was getting into it with Adam Gase. Then the trade goes off with Seattle, and then finally enough was enough against the last game, and they tried to shop him quick, get rid of him, and finally they had to let him go as a free agent. Unfortunately, I think the Jets are on the hook for his salary this year. I think.
That's true. But
but good riddance to him. Good luck to him.
Yep.
Frank Gore, unfortunately, I think they need to move him too. I think the Jets basically get ready to start seeing auditions.
At the end of his career. Frank Gore's career is respectable. Le'Veon Bell's is questionable. It's in question. He's 32 years old, I think. He's
got a couple more years left in him.
But he's like Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown left the Steelers Antonio Brown was a top 5 receiver in the game.
He was top 3 receiver, and then of course week 17 he doesn't play. They didn't say why, and they said he was being an absolute jerk. And then of course he was with the team, then he couldn't take it anymore. He was doing stupid things, and then New England. And when I heard he went to New England, I was flipping out. I said, we don't need him.
Yeah.
Especially with Josh Gordon at the time. We didn't need a drug dealer in a situation where he's going to go do something stupid on the street.
Yeah, but I don't know why quarterbacks or wide receivers leave perfect situations. I mean, if he stayed in Pittsburgh and just put up with Ben Roethlisberger and had a career, he could have probably made it to another World Super Bowl.
Absolutely. If he stayed with New England and he didn't give a hard time to anybody, same thing. He would have done well. He would have been the number 1 receiver pretty much.
Yep, he would have been.
I mean, we gave Josh Gordon an opportunity, and yes, he did rise up to the occasion on some games. I'll give him that. But he doesn't know how to get off the drugs.
Or be a prima donna. Antonio wasn't drugs or anything, but
Antonio Brown was not in the drugs.
It was himself.
Mm-hmm.
Practically, it was himself. He battled himself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Joe. But wasn't too happy when Antonio Brown scored that touchdown in Miami and he took a seat in the stands. I'm like, Antonio, get up and get onto the sidelines.
Yeah.
We don't need a 15-yard penalty for doing something stupid.
Yeah, and Here's some advice for good players and
any sport.
Any sport. If you find yourself on a team with LeBron James, stay on the team with LeBron James. As long as he's around, stay on the team. Take less money. If you find yourself being coached by Bill Belichick and the Patriots, find a way to stay on the team.
Mm-hmm. Because Bill Belichick won't take any of that crap.
Won't take any of the stuff, but he'll help your career. Your career will be memorable. It won't be just forgotten about. If you find yourself on Kansas City right now with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, you stay on that team. You stay on that team. You don't leave that team. If you find yourself on Michael Jordan's team with Phil Jackson, you stay on that team.
You make one mistake, they're going to let you go.
Well, I'm not talking about mistakes or anything like that, but I'm talking about a smart decision.
Dennis Rodman is a perfect example.
Yep. He he went a little bit off from San Antonio when he went to Tim Duncan, but and Greg Popovich, that was an okay decision and stuff like that. But when he went with the Bulls and back to a
then he wanted to become an instant. I want to be number one.
Well, he did good 3 years. He did the good 3 years.
But you don't go and you don't kick a cameraman in the Family Jewels.
No, fine. He did that.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I got an 8-game suspension for it. I mean, don't get me wrong. He wound up getting what is it? 5? Yeah, he got 5. I think
Five rings.
5 rings.
5
yeah,
rings.
5. 3 with Chicago, 2 with Detroit. He was great in rebounding, but his antics,
Yeah, but he always
as
found
a player, he was smart. Off the court, no.
Yeah, but he was. That's the difference between Dennis Rodman and other players. He was smart on the court. He did his business. He did his job. He went on the court and did his job. He hustled. He got rebounds and stuff like that. But other players that want to just market their brand and go for it on their own basically fail.
The only player in the National Hockey League that ever had off the ice problems, you may not have never heard this name before, Joe, Bob Probert.
Okay.
He played for the Detroit Red Wings and Chicago Blackhawks. And 8 different – it was almost a Steve Howe situation. He couldn't get off the cocaine or the drugs.
All right.
At all. I mean, he was a big-time fighter. He knew what he was doing. But unfortunately, he got suspended quite a bit for the drug stuff. And unfortunately, I'm glad he did retire and everything. But when he was doing that drug stuff, Joe, Detroit actually released him. And the Red Wings were fortunate enough to give him another chance to play.
Okay.
Which wasn't easy.
But back to my point of staying on a good team and sticking it out. That's my message here. Staying on a good team and just sticking it out. Don't let your career be individual. If you don't have to. Join a team. If you have great players around you, stick with it.
Right. And by the way, I just read more about the Bob Probert. He did die at age 45. He had a heart attack.
Oh, that's cocaine for you.
And I think drugs had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, that's a lot. Sorry to hear about that and stuff like that.
No.
That's not an easy situation,
No.
but
no. And the worst of it was too, Joe.
Yeah.
When he went back into rehab, I found this out when I was on a cruise ship, and I looked at the sports headlines and I said, "Oh my God, Bob Probert is in trouble again."
Yeah.
That's the first thing I said. I'm like, when is this guy going to learn? But and don't worry, there are some in college football that will try and do the same thing. They want to try to become an instant all-star, and it's like, be careful how you do it. Even though the University of Clemson and Alabama are this good, you just got to hope that these players don't do anything stupid off the field.
Yeah. So that ends us stuff about football.
Yeah, pretty much. Do we have time for one more NFL team?
No. We got 48 minutes.
12 minutes to go?
No, not 12. We got to 55 minutes.
Okay, we got 5 minutes
56.
left. Okay. I guess I'll do college football real quick.
Yep. Do some college.
LSU and Florida were supposed to play this Saturday night, but unfortunately the Florida players got zonked, and the head coach of Florida got zonked not too long ago.
Yep.
It was supposed to have been a great game, but tonight you have Alabama and Georgia. Nick
Saban is clear
will
to
be
play
on the field. He had 3 consecutive negative tests, so they said, go ahead, you can go travel.
Yep. He went to the hotel.
Congratulations. He did it. He did it right.
Yep.
I mean, this Nick Saban, to me, is a very smart college coach. Thank God he coaches college, because in the pros, failed.
Yeah, he failed miserably.
He failed in Miami. He did 1 year, and then I had enough. Back to the college ranks we go.
There.
So that's a big-time savior with Alabama. If you've noticed that there have been some fans that have been going to the games again for college and the pros, even though still New York and Philadelphia are not letting fans go. Some stadiums are
fire
letting
truck.
some fans go. Yep. Fire truck?
Fire truck. If you hear the fire truck, that's the fire truck going up the street.
Oh, okay. Well, you already missed the ambulance that went up the street before the show started, so.
We got the fire truck.
I can tell you right now, the Dodgers are up 3-1 in the top of the 8th inning on Atlanta. There's 2 men out. So unless
another Game 7.
We're going to have a Game 7 tomorrow. Poor Joe Buck's not going to be able to do the football game tomorrow. He's going to have to stay down in Texas.
Yep, he's going to have
for Game 7, because you got Green Bay and Tampa Bay playing tomorrow. Well, like I said, the Patriots are supposed to play Denver. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned on that.
We'll have to find that out tomorrow morning. But you got plenty of football coming up. You got the World Series starting to prepare itself.
Yep.
And then college basketball gets to start practicing, and then high school in our state for the winter sports. If everything goes planned, it may start December 7th, but no state tournaments this year.
For which no state
basketball, there's like basketball and wrestling. There's, I believe they may have like a CCC tournament, but there's going to be like no states or no New Englands or anything like that.
Okay.
Which is understandable.
Yep.
But of course, subject to change. It can all change pretty quickly.
Yeah.
As long as my school doesn't do anything dumb, like I already had to rearrange another game for me to do starting lineups, but because there was a case down at the school, I I still can't go up there yet. So.
Yep.
But other than that, did I do the men's tennis? Yeah, the men's tennis I didn't do.
No.
For the French Open. Rafael Nadal had no problem winning in straight sets over Djokovic. He did behave much better. I did watch the entire Sunday morning French Open, and I thought Rafael had his strokes going. His power strokes were going really good, and he just dominated. So it was a great victory for him. Mm-hmm. As the tennis season really has come to a close since there's no Wimbledon. So, and some of the soccer leagues are starting up again, and you got a European Cup that started. So
the Rensselaer Field will have viewers.
November 1st.
November
correct
1st.
On that one.
Yep.
Yeah, how many fans are they
5,000 fans. 5,000.
Okay, good.
Yep.
That works. Let them spread out. Rensselaer Field can afford to make some money after there's no UConn game. So
yeah.
I saw a comment somebody says, move this team up here to Hartford, Connecticut. I said, well, that would be up to Toronto.
If it goes well here, we could actually have some playoff soccer here. If
that would be
well.
nice. And actually, I wouldn't mind to go to one of those games. I really wouldn't mind.
Nope, I wouldn't mind either. But
but that would be the only sport that's going on during the week. And at least, you know what? It's a soccer game. It's a chance to enjoy the moment, but I'm not one of these people who are going to sing in the stands while you're watching the game. You're there to enjoy it, not sing 13 different songs.
You'll be singing along with the fans.
No, I won't.
Yes,
I didn't
you
when
will
I went
be.
To the athletics game, Joe. I did not. I just watched the game, enjoyed it. I just listened to them sing.
Oh, come on. You be singing along with the fans.
It was like you got to hear the choir or chorus.
Chorus. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So,
okay.
We got another minute, or is that going to be?
Yeah, we got about 2.
2 minutes. Go ahead, Joe. I'll let you
Baseball. Going to Game 7 with Tampa Bay and the Astros. Tampa Bay's young pitching will be on display for tonight for Game 7.
Momentum Houston, though, right now.
Houston's got a lot of momentum. Their bats have woken up. George Springer has been leading off the games with home runs and stuff like that.
Dusty Baker's 71 years old, and he's got a chance to go to a second chance at a World Series because he went with San Francisco before he lost to the back then the Los Angeles Angels or Anaheim Angels in 7 when Barry Bonds was playing.
Yep, he does. So
this will be good for him, but at least we haven't been hearing about the people complaining about the Houston Astros cheating. Now I think they actually have moved on a little bit.
A little bit. I don't know. If they win the World Series, I don't think it'd be. I wouldn't take anything away from the players this time. And hats off to them. You win a World Series or a championship in any sport, it's hard to do.
Here's the thing. at least the good news is you win, you get to go see about 12,000 fans at the World Series at least.
Yeah.
The loser, unfortunately, gets to go home, and it depends on if you have to go quarantine for 2 weeks or take a negative test when you get home from California, pending where you have to go.
Yeah.
You know, but at least you're going to get to play in front of fans in the World Series, like Houston, like Atlanta and Los Angeles have gotten the experience for.
Yeah. Yeah.
You won't see as many cutouts, unlike in San Diego.
I guess in the Los Angeles series, if a home run hit a banner, one of the
you win an RV.
You win an RV, and that's happened a couple times already. That's happened.
Yeah,
a couple times.
Did it happen tonight? Actually, did it happen?
I haven't seen anything about tonight.
What games did they? Do you remember what game before we leave? Do we remember what game they hit the?
No,
sign?
I don't remember which one it was, but
okay, but it's been hit twice.
It hit it twice. It has the RV has been given away.
Oh, good. So that's about almost $500,000.
If it's a good RV, it is.
Yeah, depending how loaded is the camper.
Yeah. If you got the 50-foot flat screen in it.
Yeah, of course. That's a good handy tool to have. Probably got cable installed already or a dish already installed.
Yep.
Pay your taxes for it.
Yeah, pay the taxes on that. That's a lot of taxes.
Of course, that's almost like getting a new car.
Yeah, it is. But that's it. Right?
That's it for our blackjack episode.
Winner chicken dinner on number 2.
That's right. If you placed a bet and you got a blackjack, you won 10% more increase on your money.
Yep.
Or you offer 2 to 1.
You offer 2 to 1. Yes. So this has been the Sportsman Show. I've been your host, Joe Musel. So
I am Jason Coach E.D. Careless. Thank you very much for watching.
Watch on YouTube,
again.
like on YouTube.
Yep,
stuff like that. Watch us on Nutmeg Television.
If you want to watch it on TV, please do. Like I said, we're trying to at least you get to see the episodes maybe for a couple weeks ago, but we're getting there. So be prepared, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, we will. Bye.
All right, bye everybody.